Amigos de YouTube, aquí nuestra primera Albertalks.
Hey guys, hope you enjoy this little chat between us, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Does Comics have an answer? Does
This U-turn for the finish line in Girona didn't work out. I remember I woke up at 5:30 a.m. so I could go out and run to the transition area before no one was there.
Finding myself what to do in life. Do you want to be a professional triathlete or just want to be in Malaga studying physiotherapy, which is okay?
I remember the Portuguese telling me about there's this Spanish Gonzalez, he runs super fast, like you gotta be careful.
Portuguese Federation, they have 4 guys wearing a green suit. I think they are definitely the Ninja Turtles. Okay guys, it's here a new YouTube video. This time it's the first interview I do, and luckily we have my teammate and my friend Vasco Vilaça, the World Series leader. How are you, Vasco?
Thank you so much for the invite, Alberto.
Yeah,
It's been nice following the YouTube from the other side of the TV, so nice to be on this side. Yeah, I don't know much about what this interview is gonna be, so excited to see where we're going.
Yeah, first thing, well, you said before, like it's been a long time, like we've been racing together, and I wanted to show you this.
I have a picture of us. This is Banyoles, no?
Correct, yeah.
Oh, it's incredible to look back at these pictures. I think the first race we did together was actually the year before
in
Penza, but we don't have any pictures together then.
No.
But
Was still the Portugal team was in the development.
and this is Ricardo, I think, no?
Probably, yeah. Well, you will know, it's your team.
Well, it's an old picture, it's hard to see now.
Yeah. Who could say like we are going to be now training in Girona? I mean, close to Banyoles.
Yeah, that's how life works itself out sometimes. I remember from Penza. I didn't even know who you were. I remember the Portuguese telling me about there's this Spanish Gonzalez, he runs super fast, like you gotta be careful. If he's with you, like you gotta try to hang on to him. We didn't even run together in the end, so I never saw you, but that's the first memory I have like of hearing your name. And I think then I'm not sure, we had this experience like playing cards and stuff.
Yeah, you told me one day.
Hotel. And it's funny how like slowly we started racing more and more together. As juniors, then we in Quartera. I remember when you were running like a maniac and you ran away from everyone in 2017. If I'm
the
not
beginnings of Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah, Speedy Gonzalez, exactly. And yeah, it's so fun how, I'd say many years later now, it's been a while, but yeah, the way things worked out, I went from Portugal to Sweden, ended up here in Girona, and you also have your crazy
from
life.
Yeah, crazy life in
Spain. Not as long of a travel, but it's still like a whole different life coming here. No?
Yeah, well, now that you say, like, you have your dad is from Portugal, your mother is from Sweden. What is the difference, or which part are you learning from your dad? Like the Portuguese part and then the Swedish part?
My mom is Portuguese as well. She lives in Sweden, but she's not Swedish. Yeah. Surprise.
Corten. I thought I was, they were...
She has Swedish nationality, but she's also Portuguese. She's born in she's actually born in Angola, but...
Ignore that.
Yeah. So my family's my mom and dad, they're both Portuguese.
Okay.
My mom and me, we went living to Sweden in 2013.
Okay.
My dad went to Finland, so a few years before, so like 2011, 2012, he moved to Finland. So I haven't lived with my dad for a long time. My parents are still together, but they live in separate countries. I lived in Sweden since 2013 until I moved here.
Yeah.
And I would say my background is Portuguese because both of my parents are Portuguese, but then I moved out of my parents' house when I was 15 in Sweden. And I would say, those from 15 until I was like 22, I lived by myself in Sweden.
Yeah.
And I think those are the years where you I don't know, you build yourself so much as a person. The teenage years, a lot of experience and new things happening to you, and you're growing. And I think I absorbed a little bit of that Swedish side to me.
Yeah, which is the difference between like the Portuguese part and then the Swedish culture? What would you say?
The cultures are very different. I would say that, I don't know, it's like, don't you notice a difference maybe between me and the other Portuguese? I don't know, it's more, I would say sometimes I can be more quiet, not as, I would say physical touch, all of that, like Portugal, you come, you hug, you kiss. Every training session, you meet the friends, you come, you hug, you kiss, you like, in Sweden, no, Swedish, it's like, you come, you say, hey, to everyone at the same time, you don't say hey twice, you say hey once and that's it.
Efficient.
So I definitely have that, I feel it many times, like that side to me where sometimes I can feel a bit awkward in the Portuguese setting where I'm like, everyone is like, this so familiarized with being so close to each other, so much body contact. And I'm like, this is weird, I kind of had this part of my life that I grew up without this. But I like having these different sides to life and seeing how people, that there's not a right or wrong, it's just there's different ways of living.
Yeah, that's really interesting. It's like two different cultures. At the end, you have a way to race, to live, to be yourself. I have a question, because now you are the World Series leader, but I would like to ask you, when you are growing as an athlete, you are developing your skills, your strengths, the way to race, but what is keeping the same Vasco as it started to race in triathlon?
I think the way of racing, and I think that's the same with you, the way you're competitive racing, that's what makes you such a good triathlete. And that hasn't changed since you were a kid, like you get on the start line and it doesn't matter, you were, 14 years old? You were there to win, you were there to be aggressive, and you love the adrenaline, and everyone gets nervous, but you perform well, it excites you. And I think it's the same, since I was a kid, when I was very, very little, probably I didn't understand what was going on. But it's this just, I really like racing. And I think more than that at the moment, actually, I really enjoy the whole, like everything around me when I'm racing, the people, like the other Portuguese triathletes, meeting the other athletes from the other countries, enjoying all of these little moments that I think when you're younger, everything's new. Yeah. So it's more, you get more nervous. I think maybe you've gotten to this point as well now in life where, you're more comfortable, everything is like normal. And you get to enjoy these moments, you're going to the briefing, you can talk with this guy, you can talk with the other one. Yeah. You're just making jokes, enjoying the moment. And I think that's what's beautiful about getting to this level.
Yeah, the essence.
Is you've made it to where you dreamed you wanted to be. And first you have this feeling of like, is it all that? I think, it's like, is it that, incredible? No, you're just a person and you start enjoying the little moments that are happening,
Yeah, that's lovely.
How do you feel getting to the World Series and being racing for, I haven't gotten your podium yet, but you're very close to the podium, so
let's go,
definitely in the top of the world.
Yeah, well, honestly, I'm following your steps. Like, you came here to Girona, you've been like a long time building like a big system, and yeah, it will take time. I not hurry up, like, I feel like it's getting closer, but hey, whenever it comes, I will be training every day. Even with the problems, injuries, that make you stronger. Wow, definitely training with you, you guys, all the teammates, make me happy. I feel grateful for the opportunity I have. Yeah, I think the essence when you are in the start line, okay, you can know who is in the front, who are going to be your rivals in the swim, bike run. But at the end, the essence is the same, just to enjoy. For me, it's everything about enjoy the race. Even if I'm suffering, when I cross the line, I say, okay, I give everything. And that's what I like. And yeah, when you are in the World Series, it's like you look back and say, wow, like it's a long journey, to get here. And luckily, everything the doors has been opening because many people couldn't get to the World Series. But yeah, man, absolutely grateful with this opportunity.
Yeah. And how do you feel like, what's the biggest difference you feel like coming from training in Malaga to training here? Like, what is it? Oh, training is different, of course, different coaches, but what do you feel more than that? Like, what is it that Girona gives?
The group, it's the group, the system, the place as well. Girona is the vibe of training, nature, sport, less traffic. Like, it's a city where you can be training, be focused, and also you can have a little life here. And the group is because not only because you are training with people, it's because you are sharing a way of life.
Indeed.
A lifestyle where you are on a Sunday in Malaga doing 4 or 5 hours of bike, and you are the weird. Here you are sharing the training with your teammates, and you say, okay, I'm not really crazy. Like, it's people around doing the 100%. Same. So
I feel that's really having people that makes it feel natural. You know, like what I do is what other people do, and you're just part of the system. No, like you're not an outsider. I think that makes a big difference. For sure.
I wanted to ask you, like, after your big result in Hamburg, the grand final in 2020, where you get the second place, and after that, 2021, we are still in Sweden, but when you came here to Girona, how was that Vasco in that first year? Compared to now,
I feel very different.
Yeah.
So I would say Hamburg 2020 kind of changed. Well, maybe it didn't change, but it boosted the speed at which my career was developing, because all of a sudden I was able to get a manager, sponsors, maybe step up from doing European Cups and World Cups to be like, you can do World Series, even try to fight for a spot at the Olympics in 2021. And it was, I think, after the Olympics, so I didn't make the Olympics in Tokyo, but after the Olympics, I sat down with my coach in Sweden, Joachim Wilén, and I was like, okay, so what's the plan for next season? I want to do these races, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, wait a second, what do you want to do in 4 years, in 8 years? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, do you want to be here, or do you want to find something better? You know, do you want to, like, you are outgrowing your environment, which I think for a coach, that's something really special, to be like, he's pushing me to search for something bigger, search for something better for me, even if that meant leaving him. And it was at that point that I started talking with Joel. Games August 2021. We start the pre-season of 2022, and that's when I come here to try the squad. Back then, the squad was very small.
Yeah.
It was me, Jelle, and Vince.
Yeah, okay.
Then Emma came, Emma Jackson. She came a little bit later. I think Aaron Royal came at some point as well. But mostly was me, Jelle, and Vince. The first few months, Jelle got injured, so it was me and Vince a lot. So I remember it was a small squad, but I was like, this is it, you know, like, I don't know, maybe you got the same feeling when you came here, but I came to try out, and it went horrible. I crashed like twice on the bike, really embarrassing. Just the group was so small, you know, and it was like, but I got back home and I was like, I don't know, but this feels right, you know, this is what it, and it was a hard decision, I remember, and I had a friend who told me, okay, but if you don't think with your head, just think with your gut. What does your gut tell you, you know? And I was like, that's where I want to be. And I think, I don't know how you felt when you came here, but it was like just, it's professional, but it's naturally professional. It's not like, come on guys, you have to do this, do that. No, like the group itself, naturally it makes you like, I want to be there on time, I want to do this right. And you're not the outsider. You're like it's just normal to behave this way, to take care of your bikes and take care of your equipment and plan things properly out.
Yeah. At the end, we are here because we want. Okay, you need to refocus what you want, as you say, in 4 years. You find the answer, and it's here in Girona. But the thing is, it's our responsibility. Also, it's for me, I feel that like finding myself what to do in life, just like a man, like when you are a teenager, you are the 20s, and then you say, okay, what do you want in life? Do you want to be a professional triathlete, or just want to be in Malaga studying physiotherapy, which is okay, but you have a big opportunity, a big thing to do in life, and you go for it. At the beginning, I joined Joel through the Spanish Federation, preparing the Olympics in Paris. But after that, when I could achieve the goal, the decision was, I had to be back in my mind to say, okay, I've been with the Spanish group, but now it is the decision to go to Girona with almost new people, but a mix of culture, the English, everything, like the life here in Girona. And I give it a try in 2025. Even for 2 weeks, in an apartment there in Barrivell, in a third floor with no elevator.
I remember this, going up the stairs every day. I remember.
Oh my gosh. Like I was going to Mercadona every day, like just with a bag. I couldn't go to a closet.
You have to carry everything. True.
Even that, was difficult to carry that bags in the bike. I was like, okay, this is the place, 100%. I will think about it for the next year, for 2026. And here we are in the interview, man.
Okay. So that's when you made the final decision, was?
Yeah.
When was it the end of 25 that you're like, because I remember talking with you about it, but I was never sure what the final plan was going to be.
Even that the 2 weeks I stayed, I decided to be 1 more week because you were preparing Yokohama.
Okay.
2025. I remember to train with you 2K reps. Man, we were so fast. I remember to say, hey Vasco, this is the last push heading to Yokohama. Let's go. And he was so strong. He finished second. But anyway, the performance, and you were fighting with Matt in Yokohama, was really crazy. In that time I was recovering for the injury in my shoulder. But it was that 2-3 weeks period of time to say, no, this is the place. Okay. And after that was the stages in altitude in front.
True.
The decision was already.
Okay, and that's when you went to Font, you had already decided that you were going to move here the year after. Okay.
And the thing is, we were in Font, then I moved to Girona here in September. Well, I was already injured after the Super Tri in Chicago. But anyway, I was here. Even I could move all my stuff here because we had the opportunity to be here with the training mates. I say, why not? I don't know what's going on in the future, but at least the first year, we are with these views in San Daniel, chill with the birds.
I remember your preparation for Chicago in Font, and you are in really good shape, really good shape.
Yeah, it was such a good period of time. I mean, I think when we are in Font is the time in summer where you avoid the heat.
Yeah.
You are in calm in the mountain. You are focused on the training, and it's a moment where you say, okay, this is all about altitude, or it's more about the focus, the habits, the no distraction that maybe a big city has.
I think that's
do you
a big
think?
part of the like going to altitude. I think sure the altitude makes a bit of difference, but I think it's a lot like you get away from everything, and here it's a good excuse to say no to other things like sponsors, I don't know, friends, families. Like I can't. I'm in the mountains. I can't.
Sorry.
The internet there is horrible. You wanna do an interview? It's like I can't. The internet doesn't work. It's like fully focused.
Sorry, man.
Yeah. Fully focused. And at least I see it a lot in you. Like from last year, like you really, like you did really well when you were in that situation. When finally like everything was out of the way.
Yeah.
There is no. I think also, compared to the other years where you had the other Spanish, we were fighting for the Paris Olympics, kind of puts too much pressure on the training and on you. And I could see last year's like, okay, now, there's nothing else happening.
Correct.
You only have to focus on yourself. There's no distractions. There's no pressure. And I could just see you in training like, it's like magic sometimes. It looks like it's because everything comes together. You don't have to overthink it. It just happens then.
Thank you, man. I was thinking about, you had an amazing races, amazing performance, but which been the races that, or the more difficult moments you've been through, and has the most learning?
Oh, the most difficult moment. Oh, that's a good question. I would say luckily at the moment things are going well, and I would say it's hard. So like I got my first second place in a World Series in Hamburg in 2020. And then of course after that I was like, okay, now you want more second places, and then you're like, soon enough I'll get my first place. And in reality, it took me until 2023 to get my second medal. So it was like 3 years in between that. And then 23, 24, 25, I had like over 10 WTS medals and no wins. And that was hard, because you're like, come on, I've been working so hard for this. Like, how can it not happen? I wouldn't say it's specifically a hard moment, but it gets to you, I would say. I would say mainly in 2024, I think that's when I still won the Super Trying to Lose.
In 2024.
I think that's 2024.
After the Olympics, yeah.
Last year was hard because I felt last year I had some of my best performances ever, but I never won one single race. And all the other years, I always had a World Cup in Rome in 23, I think I won.
You won,
or 24. I always had something I won, so I was like, okay. And 25, I was like, how is this possible? I'm working so hard, I'm racing so well, but Matt always has the upper hand in the end. So I would say it's been really nice to not let that take over training, stay focused on the important things to then this year, finally get there. Because, when things are not going right, it's easy to want to change things,
Yeah.
And to stay calm, I think it's the most important sometimes.
And what happened this year to make that happen, that win?
Well, I think it definitely helped those races Matt wasn't there. So, but sometimes at some point it was that as well, like out of so many races, how come it's never my day, And that's what it finally happened. Like, Samarkand, I wasn't feeling great, but, I was in the right spot. I had to protect myself. I wasn't feeling great, but that put me in a situation where in the end I could win. In Alghero, the same thing. I would say it wasn't my best performance either. Like 25, I had better performances, but I was just finally like, my moment came, Sometimes you just need patience. And well, now in Hamburg, I'm going to meet up with Matt again. So it's going to be a fun race. And I'm going to try to look for a way to win against him like I've done in the past. But it's more just knowing that, I've had my wins. I will for sure get a lot of seconds and thirds because it's not easy to always win because everyone wants to win. But just knowing, gives you, at least for me, it gives me the calm now to be like, okay, just for example, the race in Quiberon. From the last 3 races, that's my best performance, the swim, I started really bad, and I went to catch up the first group by myself because there was a gap. I had to bridge it. On the bike, I worked really hard. On the run, I pushed most of the run, and then I misstepped my foot in the end, and I missed the sprint finish, and I don't win. And it's like, but at this point, I'm like, okay, but it's okay. It wasn't my moment. But at the same time, it's kind of life works out at some point, and the other races, it wasn't my moment, and I was patient enough for it to become it. And at this one, I was fighting for it. It didn't happen. Move on to the next and fight again. It's more, teaches you to be patient, I think. That's
play the long game.
Yeah. I guess you coming off the injuries and everything now, it's the same, no? Like, just how do you feel that has made you stronger?
Absolutely. I learned more from the defeats, like when you lose and where you are having a bad moment, because that hard, it's the fire to be back again, like a phoenix. Definitely with all the big stages we are racing now in the World Series or Olympic Games, is where you say, okay, probably I fell down now, but I'm going to be back. I think that fire is inside of you. For sure, you live now with all the World Series podium, third, second, but never a win. But anyway, you say like you didn't have your best performance or best feelings. Anyway, you need to be there and fighting for the win, because maybe Henry could win the race, but even the bad feelings, you were there. Even other opponents, a win is a win, it's a World Series win. Wow, that's impressive, man. I wanted to ask you, okay, I think when you are on fire, it's like, okay, Samarkand, Alghero, well, I missed you in the preparation, you went to Font, but well, we meet in the race. Well, in the airplane.
Yeah, in the airplane, that's true.
But then Quiberon, what happened in that hole?
It's
probably the French knowing.
The French knowing. It pisses me off a bit thinking about that, Like, I think what I've learned is to sometimes let those moments go, because there's nothing you can do. Because you just start obsessing, like, how, like, what could I have done better? Because I felt that was a race that I did so well. And, like, in reality, like, I didn't sleep. It was more, as I took the last U-turn. Yeah. And I guess I could have taken it the short way and kind of blocked Dorian. Yeah. And then, because then he had to wait on me, but I was like, I'll just take it wide. I'll keep my speed. Like, I guess I believed, like, I can still do it. I don't have to be playing smart. Yeah. But in reality, as I take the corner wide, I put my foot on kind of a ditch. The road has a ditch on the side.
Correct. Yeah.
But because of the blue carpet, I don't see it.
Yeah, correct.
And of course, I'm running fast turning. I put my foot down, and the foot, like, what is it called in English? Like when the foot goes like, roll. Yeah. So I just roll my ankle. And I almost fall down. I try to save it. I don't fall, but when I look, Dorian is already 5 meters ahead.
I don't know if it's a good idea to have the sprint finish with a.
For sure, afterwards, I don't like it.
Yeah, man. Come on, just go straight.
Would have been a really cool sprint finish side by side, because we were actually, before the U-turn, we were pretty much side by side. And
well, something to say is, like, is Ricardo there? Like, I was watching the race, I say, wow, he's there, he's making sure the podium. Okay, you were stronger that day, but maybe one day he can be there for a win.
100%. I think at the moment he's really close to it. And if you compare, he got third in Alghero, and he got third now, but now his third was like, 2 seconds from the win. So he's already getting a lot closer to that win. I think a lot of confidence comes with this as well, because you get your first podium, it's awesome. But then next time getting a 5th place is not cool anymore. Like, now the standard is the podium. I guess that's why it's so hard sometimes to be an athlete, because you always set yourself to the highest standard. So from the moment you get a podium, it's like anything less than a podium, it's not good anymore.
Yeah.
Then you get a second, you don't want third anymore. You win, you don't want second or third anymore.
Yeah. What happens when you are second or third?
You're not too happy. Like
We talking just the right. Who is there and who is not?
yeah. But the thing is, it's part of the job, you know. And I think part of the job is learning to deal with that and not make a big deal. But yeah, after you win, you don't want to be second, no? Don't you feel the same? Like you go to a World Series, you want to enjoy it, but your best place is the fifth or sixth?
Fourth.
Fourth.
In way high.
In way higher.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. No.
So now you go and you get fifth place, and it's like, yeah, it's nice, but it's not the same as when you got to fourth, no? Like you always search, and I think that's what makes you want to get better all the time, no?
Do you know something I learned from my psychologist?
No. Tell me.
Do you know? We can do the joke like.
yeah. It sounds like you're setting
I
up
heard-
a joke.
Good advice of my psychologist. I didn't heard it.
Oh, what is it?
I don't know. I didn't heard it.
We were preparing these jokes yesterday already.
No, I just came here.
Okay.
Because I don't work here, so.
We had the 3-hour ride
Okay.
yesterday, and the last hour of the ride, it was Alberto telling me jokes pretty much.
Yeah,
all
because
the way.
I say like every month or every 2 months I need to have new skills, and I want to all the jokes I know in Spanish translated in English.
Oh, sometimes they don't.
Yeah,
Some
you
don't
can't-
make sense, yeah. If it's a play of words, it doesn't make sense. But he had some good ones.
Yeah, it was a really good one. No, but the point is, okay, when you win, you want two more wins. But the thing is, imagine if the family have kids and they are bigger every day, every stage than the parents. We will be in a giant's world, you know? Like your dad, you can be taller than your dad, but maybe your son will be smaller. So
It goes up and down, yeah.
it's up and down. If you are only up, it's difficult. At the end,
Well,
we could see, like we talk about this, Topuria finally lost.
yeah.
He was 17-0 undefeated, but it's a moment in life where Duplantis as well.
Nothing lasts forever. That's pretty much you have to enjoy the wins while you can and the high. But also I think it's those lows that sometimes will give the meaning back to the wins as well. Because for sure, after you win 17 times, winning is not, it's just another competition, you know, it's another match.
You don't learn.
But when you lose again, when you win again, that's for sure gonna taste better than just the 18th win in a row. So,
Yeah.
So those moments, it's a bit like you say, the fire you get from when things are going wrong and you want to get back. The bad results have the same thing. Although, yeah, saying a second place is bad, this depends what you compare with.
The
But it
context,
gives you
yeah.
fire back and you can enjoy more the wins then.
For sure, 100%. I have something to show you.
We have a historic podium today with two Portuguese on a World Series podium that has never happened before. I'm just, we grew up together. Just beautiful to be here with Ricardo, to be able to step on that World Series podium. And to add to that, Miguel on second place, so it's a fully Portuguese-speaking podium. I kind of went into the ditch a little. Yeah, and that made me lose a little bit of space to Dorian, but I'm happy for him. Winning at home is special, so at least I'm really happy. If someone was going to beat me, one of the French boys, that's absolutely a good way to lose.
Man, something that I think defines you is like you are happy when someone beats you in the good way, like you realize, okay, this guy deserves the win, or to have a great value of the efforts of someone. I think in not really good athletes I can see that.
I feel that when you work so hard to get there, you see that when someone else does it, you just know, and that's how I feel. You know how much work it went into that, you know, and I know this isn't easy. I know, like Ricardo, like that moment with Ricardo was, it's funny, you had the moment, I hadn't seen the video of me putting my hands on the head, actually.
Which one?
The video just showed me when Ricardo crosses in third.
Yeah.
And I was helping Miguel, like, because Miguel was kind of with pain in his leg, and I was helping him sit down. And then I just turned around, and I wasn't thinking about
I
third
saw
place.
And
the
I'm surprise.
Just like, wow, what just happened, you know? And I would say a little bit the same that we have with each other, that we grew up together, and we've seen each other racing, and we've raced together for so long. Ricardo, you know, goes further than that. Since we were little in Portugal, and pretty much, you know, all of our junior, under 23 and elite careers, we, you know, sharing rooms. And, you know, it's this guy who you've seen him put in the work, you've seen him go through the injuries, all the problems. And, you know, he made it, and you can see how much he enjoys it. And at the same time, like for me, it means a lot, like how much this person has worked for it. And same thing with Orient that I was telling about in the sprint finish. I'm like, I'm not here to block you. It's like, if you're better than me, you're better than me. You know, you work hard to be better than me, and that's fair enough. Correct. I have to prove that I'm better otherwise. But I would say between not all the athletes, but most of the athletes, I can see a lot of that respect. Usually the people who point the finger and don't respect are the people who haven't put in all the work, and, you know, and maybe are a bit jealous of you. Because when you know what you need to do to get there, you respect whoever is doing that as well.
Correct. I like also like be better athlete during the years. If something I learned from greatness is just to value the efforts of the other ones. You need to be grateful what you have, but also for your rivals, because at the end your rivals, they are the ones to make you stronger.
They're the ones who push you. 100%. Like that's at the moment, like Matt.
Yeah. You need to say thank you, man, for
like how many sessions am I not like, come on, I gotta keep pushing, you know, come on, I gotta go a bit faster. Like he's right there ahead of me, I gotta go. And you know, it pushes me to get better all the time. And for sure, I hope that it pushes him like, damn, he's getting closer and closer. I need to work harder.
I think it's a message that maybe the people or other sports say, no, it is only win, no respect the other thing. But I think in our sport, it's more like, okay, this guy, maybe I beat you, but thank you because you were pushing me until the end. And now I'm a better athlete. I did, I don't know, a PB in this run course. I don't know, when you value your rival is when you say, okay, this is the best way to race.
It's a hard balance, because you need, in some way, you need to hate your rival, because the hate during the race will give you the like, I'm not letting you in, you know, like
correct.
I can't accept it.
Balance.
But at the same time, at least for me, sometimes it's easy to gain too much respect. Like I remember Matt last year in Hamburg.
Yeah.
Like we did this incredible run, like so fast, and we've been running so fast on these like sprint courses mainly. And I remember that run, I just tried to stay behind him, and he pushed the whole run. And we get to the last 800 meters, and he attacks from the front. And I just remember, I got to the finish line, I'm like, man, I'm smiling. Man, it's incredible to be part of the generation that I'm racing you know, like.
That's really big for you.
Which sometimes it's bad. I'm like, come on, I should hate this guy. But I'm like, sometimes like, man, this one, incredible.
Wow.
This one.
Chapeau, man. That's the best way to value people and value yourself as well. Because you can cross the second finish line in second place, but if you are not happy because they beat you, at the end you are not valuing your own path. All everything is back. I think it's a bit the best way.
You have to enjoy what, like, I've for sure had my problems dealing with it, with not getting the win and wanting it, but I think what all of that taught me was exactly like. And I've had some like, I remember last year, Miguel Tiago Silva, like the Portuguese, coming to me at the grand final and being like, man, you're doing incredible. You have to like learn to enjoy it a bit more sometimes, you know, like, because it's this. He could see me just like so hungry to win, so hungry to get more.
Yeah.
And it was like, man, you have what most people like dream about. Sure, you want more, but in a few years, you will look back and this is like, these were the days, and now you're not enjoying them. So it's okay. You got second. Sure, you want more, fight for it, but also in the moment, enjoy it. And I think maybe taking it back to this year, that's what maybe has helped me maybe give the next step, which is like, I showed to the race, I get second, Dorian, incredible, man, you won at home. Happy for you. At the same time, look, I'm not having a good day. I'm just going to stay here. And in the end, it works out. And I'm like, okay, it worked out. And, just enjoying what's happening. For sure, get the anger to then in training, push myself a bit more to the next one, but not be obsessed with this, the very final result. I know what I want to do, but at the same time, what do we have? Like 10 years of this maybe? And
appreciate every moment.
And it's, these connections and these people we grow up with, and we see them getting to their dreams. And I think that's what in the end is beautiful, I think.
That was Donatello said, the ninja, the turtle. They are it's now the Portuguese Federation. They have 4 guys wearing a green suit. I think they are definitely the ninja turtles.
Alberto was calling us the...
Yeah, I was like, you are you need to select your colors.
Yeah. And I told you this, that we were looking at doing the mixed team relay entry with the Ninja Turtles because of this. I was looking at the guns they have, so we can do like the different spades and the things.
It's brutal. Which is the name? Leo? Donatello?
I was looking at this. I should know the names now. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, Leonardo, Rafael, Donatello.
And?
No. Miguel Angel?
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, Leonardo is the leader.
What? They have
It says, Leonardo, leader. Rafael, rebelde. Donatello, el cerebro, like the guy
Actually, he's the tech guy. Guy.
Miguel can be the Joker in your team. Who is in your team?
Wow.
Who is the role? Which is the role of every?
Okay. I will.
Yeah, you are Leonardo.
Okay, I'll take Leonardo.
Okay, take Leonardo as a leader.
The brains. I'll give that to Miguel Tiago Silva.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Joker. It's hard.
Maybe, I don't know Joao too much, but...
Joao, I don't know if you feel... Joao is the more, like, the relaxed, So I'll give him the...
The cerebro,
the rebelde, maybe.
Rebelde, okay.
But not... Because he does his own thing, He doesn't care. And maybe Ricardo, the...
Well, let's see if the manager of social media can do a meme. We want memes.
But, like... This team at the moment we have, I think we are so good because we have this culture in the group that we're so happy for each other. And like it's small moments that during the races we help each other. And even now with the Olympic qualification, and for sure, I don't like this because it forces us to be fighting against each other.
Yeah.
But we have a group that I don't think it's easy to have in a federation where we actually enjoy, like we go to the race and man, we have dinner and I go to your room just to chat because I want to have some fun, and every time we're together, we're making jokes and then we get to the race, everyone is there to help each other. You get a good result, we're happy for you. You get a bad result, we're there to like support you.
The energy you create.
And I think that's what helps us get so many good results, because it's very easy if you don't help each other like this.
Yeah.
I'm having a good race and you get stressed out because of that, so your race gets messed up somehow.
Yeah, that's
and the only way for everyone to do good is for everyone to be supporting each other and as a whole being happy for each other, I think. So,
that's it. Chapeau for the ninjas.
So I'm happy to be part of this generation for that, actually.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
How does it work in the Spanish team, we feel like?
We had now many generations because, after Mario, Javi, Fernando, they were the leaders because at the end, well, they've been representing Spain for a long time in the top of the world.
The very top.
Almost for, I don't know, almost 10 years since having 20 in 2008, and then going to Mario until 2019.
Did
who was
Javier
second?
won 2018, 19? No.
2008, 2010, 2013, 14, 15, no, 13, 14, 15, yeah, 3 in a row.
And then Mario?
Mario, the next one,
16, 17, 18.
18. So
Damn.
I mean,
10 years.
it's 10 years. They've been fighting for that. They show us like the respect we need to have in a federation. And yeah, now it's coming new people like David Cantero, Ethan Edo. And I like that because you can feel the energy from the younger. Because now I feel, well, I'm 28, you are...
We're not the young generation anymore, no?
Yeah, it seems. But man, I can feel that energy that even if we are now approaching to another Olympic period, it's like, I mean, we are going to do all the best. The best will be selected because at the end, the federation does not care too much about the name.
Yeah.
The federation cares about the performance. And yeah, it's about to do all the best in the race. And as you say, when you are enjoying the environment before the dinners, the training, the planes, that's where you connect with people, and also where you can learn from the others, and you can have another perspective.
Indeed.
So
that's
yeah,
good, that's good.
that's really good, man.
Well, that shows also why Spain is growing so much.
Sure.
You know, and
We do our jokes. Now I translate for you.
you bring, I guess, you have a whole weekend with jokes in the. You're definitely which one was the joker in the?
Bromista. Miguel Ángel, I think, was.
That's you, huh? That's you, 100%.
But I'm not Portuguese.
Studying beforehand, having all the.
They say we are now, with the suite we have, red and yellow, DHL.
DHL. You look like a phoenix. That's way cool, no? You know the
Gryffindor.
The Gryffindor. There you go.
I was Harry Potter. I have a picture. I will show you.
No idea about it.
Wow, man. Something. I really like to talk about mentality in my channel, and well, I want to have the opportunity to ask you here. What is your race plan for the race preparation mentally through going to a race?
Before, like at the race?
Before
the race,
and
or
during?
before I get there?
Yeah, how do you prepare mentally for a race? Before, like the upcoming weeks in the preparation, like 3 weeks time,
Yeah.
and then getting to that race week. How do you feel even in the race day, like the 90 minutes before the race, where the checking, the lineup? How do you manage that?
I think
Just for the audience.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to talk? Well, I can talk.
Yeah, we talk. Yeah.
I think my way to mentally prepare myself goes very much by controlling what's happening. So that goes by before the race, so before leaving. I don't tell the federation, hey, what flights am I having? I say, look, I want these flights. And which hotel are we staying at? And I go look which restaurants are close by. Can we eat at the hotel? How far to the restaurants? What can you eat? Can we book the food there? How far to the swimming pool? My way of preparing has a lot to do with this. Like preparing mentally is for me to be able to be relaxed and calm, is controlling what I can control.
Okay.
And not get surprises. And the same way goes when I get there. To the race itself, it goes. I don't like the bike familiarizations at the moment because they do them so early, and it's in this big group in the middle of the bikes. So
could be better.
100% World Triathlon, better bike familiarizations, please. I'll go for example, Thursday, the day before, I'll take the bike and I will go and do the whole course. Even if I can't do it with the bike, or maybe in Yokohama, many times I'll walk or I'll run the whole course. Just mentally to see, you know, this is the corner. I'm not doing it at the speeds I'm going to race it, but at least I know what's coming. And I put myself mentally in a situation where I'm thinking about what I'm going to do. And same thing that goes to all the details. For example, this U-turn for the finish line in Girona didn't work out. I remember I woke up at 5:30 a.m. so I could go out and run to the transition area before no one was there.
Okay.
So I could do the U-turn by myself to try it out beforehand.
But you missed.
It didn't work out.
Fuck.
Maybe I was too confident. I was like, I've trained this. I know what's gonna happen.
Hey.
But then once again, this training, I mentally visualize it. But of course, I didn't sprint myself at 5 in the morning to see how it actually works. And I didn't see there was a ditch there because it was covered and well.
The importance of visualization.
Exactly. Same thing with transition, going there, seeing where am I getting in, where am I getting out, where are the mount lines, these mount lines. For me, that's what gives me the confidence and the calmness to face, I would say, the stress of the race. Because then you get to the race, you get to the start line and you're like, I've already visualized everything I'm going to do. So everything is way more in automatic mode. And because of that, I feel calm enough to be like, okay, I'm just going to take step by step. So right now, once the race starts, okay, now I'm going to run as fast as I can into the water. First buoy, take it on the inside. Okay, now sprint as fast as you can to catch up with the front group if they're getting... And I don't have to be thinking like, oh, where is my bike? Oh, where is the dismount line? I forgot it. Oh, like how many laps is it?
Every moment.
Then I already know all of this, so I can just focus right now. What am I doing? Which usually helps me not make any mistakes. You know, I know what I have to do, but also I'm staying in the moment instead of, because sometimes what has happened before in races when I was younger was didn't prepare well enough.
No.
And then, you know, I'm like swimming, thinking about, oh, where, you know, how many laps did I have to do on the bike?
And you are already swimming.
I'm still swimming, and then maybe someone is fighting you and you get away and you don't focus. And then it's like, no,
it's about
right
focus.
now I want to take this feet, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Perfect.
And well, that's my mental plan. Visualizing and
focus
and preparing what you can. You know, in terms of, I also usually I do a plan before the race. Now I've done it for a few years, so I kind of mentally have it ready. I don't have to write it down, but I used to, before every race, I'd be like, work my way back. So the race starts at 5 p.m. So at 5:30, I want to be in the water to warm up. At 5, I want to take this gel. I want to drink these electrolytes. And I would pretty much like minute by minute, I would write everything I would do on the race day. It's not about mental preparedness into I want to visualize. It's like, this is what I'm going to do. So then I can always, during the day, I already have it planned. I don't have to worry about if I'm making something on time. It's ready. Anything, look, okay, now I have to do this. And usually I never looked, because it's not about keeping the schedule. It's about, I already planned this beforehand.
Correct.
What's your way to prepare for the race?
It's close to, because at the end it's the best way to be ready mentally and to, as you say, find that calm in your head, knowing you can know also that things can happen. Even you can have a puncture during the warm-up, or you miss something. Well, the thing is, try to have everything right and just to not forget. But anyway, I like to write everything, what I'm going to do before the race, warming up, timing for warming up as well for the water, then line up. And also for the race, I like the visualization I do. I also like to write it. I do it really fast. Like, okay, it's a puntum start. Okay, get into the water, 4 kicks. Then start the strokes, like no breathing at the beginning, trying later to watch where is the boy, the feet. It's something I like to control what I can control. They are my moves.
Okay.
Then you have what's happening in the race that you cannot control. but you can control how you put your helmet, how you take the corners. You cannot control the attack for the right of the rival. The pace is going on the race, and yeah, I think when you have calm in your mind is when you go in your direction. You go smooth. You get that flow state where everything is going on, and you are just focused. You are in the moment. You are not thinking in the bike. How many laps in the run or how I'm going to do? No. You are on the bike. You are there. You are drinking. You are doing the things you need to do. Yeah, that's the balance between what you can control and adapt, read the race, and be there in every moment.
Okay. But you visualize the race a bit more than me then. Like you like to write down, like, I'm going to start here, I'm going to like do these
I have options, like for example, if it's a breakaway, try to be there, don't look back or whatever. If it's a big group, like I put many scenarios just to know, even if I can crash, I visualize as well, like, okay, if I crash, try to get your bottles if it's an Olympic distance. For example, it happened to me in Melilla. Well, I didn't visualize too much, but when I crashed, the first thing come to my head was to say, okay, your bottles, because it was hot and I wanted to drink, even it was a sprint race. But I put my bottles, was close, and stay calm. I visualized that to stay calm, put your chain, and like you did a mistake, but you look forward. It's like a tennis game, like you miss a point, okay. It's there, it's in the past, now you are in the present, and go for the next one.
Interesting.
That's the thing I like to, I really like the self-improvement as a person and also as an athlete. Stoic Themes talks about visualize as well, like the moments when you are in trouble. Like, don't visualize winning, having the best performance. No. Visualize as well the bad moment, like your legs burning, maybe losing the group, but you are fighting, like not in a flower way. Like, visualize as well, like the difficult moments, because if it happens, it happens. You will be ready mentally.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, Vasco, I had a great chat with you. It's great to see back in the days when we were in that podium in Banyoles, close here, 11 years ago, and now having this conversation with these birds and this beautiful place. But it's something amazing. I'm really looking forward to keep working with you, because I think, well, you are already having a good moments, but I would like to share that journey with you and waiting for that podium.
It's funny where life has taken us, and I think it will be fun. This period until LA now, I think until Paris, we're both, still learning a lot, still a lot of changes, and at the moment I feel like, we have this base, and it'll be cool to work with you and together maybe share a podium one day in a World Series, just like in Banyoles, no?
Hopefully, man. Thank you so much.
Si has llegado hasta el final, no dudes en suscribirte, porque vendrán muchas más.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Let's go. Vamos.